Does anyone have the time? Well, today I'm going to plant thyme. Welcome back to my Colorado mountain garden. And I'm going to go over what I do with the thyme. I'm not going to actually show you me planting the seeds because they're so tiny you won't be able to see anything. I'm going to talk a little bit about it though. Thyme can be a perennial. In my area, it's questionable. And if I'm growing them in pots, definitely not because that pot freezes through. But down towards the Denver area, where it's a little bit warmer, if you have a place in your garden, that thyme can live because it's a I don't know, it's a semi evergreen plant. I prefer to grow mine every year. I use the overseeding method. I know there's people out there that say, "Oh gosh, that's wrong," but what I do is here's my thyme. This is the thyme from one packet. And I'm going to spread this as evenly as possible over these two pots. It's the seeds are so tiny, and then I have wet the top of these already with my sprayer, and then I'm going to put the seeds down and then put the soil in place. And then I'll wet it again and I'll put a dome on it. Now, one thing you need to remember is that thyme is very susceptible to what's called dampening off, which is a fungus in your soil. So as soon as you start getting that germination, you want to pull those domes off because if you've ever had a plant, you may have seen it in basil, and maybe you've had problems with thyme. It's a fungus and it attacks the stems of the plants. So this is probably the only time I'm ever going to top water, and that's just with my spray bottle. Everything else will be bottom watering, although these usually take about 3 to 5 days to start germinating. So before it even needs water again, um, which I'll be watering from the bottom, those domes are going to be off. With the overseeding process, depending on how much germination I can get, I'll at least probably split these in half, and I may split them in thirds. And then as the time gets taller, I'll put them in their own individual cups and let it grow. If I don't get a lot of germination, because these seeds are actually from 2021, and you never know. Sometimes you have luck, sometimes you don't. The first year, you usually never have a problem. But every year after that, you can always have a little bit of a problem, or you may have the best germination you've ever had. So, going forward, the domes will come off. This is going on the heat mats next to my rosemary. This will come up before my rosemary, I'm almost sure. And then the next thing I'm going to be growing starting tomorrow, but I'm actually starting tonight, is chives. And chives chive seeds have a harder outer coat. So I choose to soak them overnight. So probably around 7 tonight, I'm going to stick them in just one of these little dishes like this. I'm going to stick my seeds in there and I'm going to let them soak. You want to let them soak for 12 to 24 hours. I usually never go past the 24 hours because then you can start developing mold and stuff on the seeds if you let them soak too long without taking them out of the water. Again, I will be overseeding my little pots, and I'm actually probably gonna not go. Well, I might if I have some extra ones of these. I think I have a few more. I may go ahead and put my chive seeds in there, but we'll come back and talk about that tomorrow, and I'll show you how I drain them off and what I use and how we get those in the pots. The seeds are bigger, so we'll probably be able to see me planting it. I hope you're having a wonderful day and happy gardening.